Have you ever walked the streets of Montreal and wondered about the stories hidden beneath the pavement? What if I told you this vibrant, modern metropolis began as a tiny, isolated outpost in the vast Canadian wilderness, a place called Ville-Marie? Today, we are journeying back almost 400 years to 1642 to uncover the incredible story of its birth. Imagine a world without skyscrapers, without the hustle and bustle of city life. Instead, picture a dense, untamed forest lining the shores of the majestic St. Lawrence River. It was here that a small, determined group of French pioneers landed, with a mission that seemed almost impossible. Their dream wasn't just about trade or conquest. It was about creating a new society, a city of Mary dedicated to their faith and a vision of a harmonious community in the New World. The leaders of this ambitious project were two remarkable individuals, Paul de Chomedey, Sieur de Maisonneuve, a decorated military officer, and Jeanne Mance, a skilled nurse with a profound sense of purpose. Maisonneuve was the pragmatic governor, tasked with building fortifications and defending the fledgling settlement. Jeanne Mance was its heart and soul, establishing the Hôtel Dieu, one of the very first hospitals in North America, dedicated to caring for both French settlers and the Indigenous peoples. Together, they formed a powerful partnership, driven by unwavering courage and a shared vision. But their dream was far from a peaceful utopia. Life in Ville-Marie was a constant struggle for survival. The winters were brutally cold and long, testing the limits of their endurance. Food was often scarce, and the colonists had to quickly learn how to cultivate the land and rely on the resources of the surrounding wilderness. The settlement itself was a simple wooden fort, a small bastion of hope against the immense and often intimidating landscape. They were isolated, thousands of miles from their homeland, facing the unknown with every sunrise. Beyond the challenges of nature, the pioneers of Ville-Marie had to navigate complex relationships with the Indigenous nations who had lived on this land for millennia. The island of Montreal, known as Teotihuacan by the Kanien'kehá:ka, was a traditional meeting and trading place. While the French mission was one of evangelization, the reality on the ground was a delicate dance of diplomacy, trade, and conflict. The fur trade, particularly for beaver pelts, quickly became the economic engine of New France, intertwining the fates of the colonists and Indigenous communities. Fort Ville-Marie was not just a religious mission. It was a critical hub in a sprawling network of commerce and cultural exchange, a place where different worlds collided. Despite the constant danger and hardship, the spirit of community in Ville-Marie was unbreakable. The colonists built homes, a chapel, and a hospital, laying the physical and social foundations of a future city. They celebrated harvests, shared stories around roaring fires, and supported each other through sickness and loss. Jeanne Mance's hospital, the Hôtel Dieu, was a testament to this spirit. It wasn't just a place for the sick, it was a symbol of compassion and a cornerstone of the new society they were building. Brick by brick, act of kindness by act of kindness. Think about the sheer bravery it took. These weren't just explorers. They were families, artisans, and missionaries who left everything they knew behind for a chance to build something new. They faced constant threats, yet they persevered. One famous story tells of a great flood that threatened to destroy the settlement in the winter of 1642. Maisonneuve made a promise that if the colony was spared, he would carry a wooden cross to the top of Mount Royal. The waters receded, and true to his word, he made the arduous trek, erecting a cross that symbolized their survival and faith, a tradition honored in Montreal to this day. So, how did this tiny, struggling fort transform into the cultural capital we know today? It happened gradually over decades and centuries. The initial religious zeal gave way to the practical needs of a growing commercial center. The fur trade brought wealth and attracted more settlers. The strategic location of the island on the St. Lawrence River made it a vital link between the Atlantic and the interior of the continent. The small wooden fort expanded, streets were laid out, and stone buildings began to replace the early wooden structures. Ville-Marie was slowly but surely becoming Montreal. The legacy of those first pioneers is etched into the very fabric of modern Montreal. The city's grid still echoes the layout of the old settlement. The name Ville-Marie is preserved in the city's central borough. The spirit of Jeanne Mance lives on in Montreal's world-class healthcare system, and the resilience of Maisonneuve is reflected in the city's ability to constantly reinvent itself. The early interactions, both peaceful and conflicted, between the French and Indigenous peoples set the stage for the complex, multicultural society that defines Montreal today. When you visit Old Montreal, you're walking on historical ground. The cobblestone streets of Rue Saint-Paul follow the path of the original settlement's main road. The Pointe-à-Calière Museum sits on the very spot where the founders first landed, allowing you to see the archaeological remains of the first fort. It's a powerful reminder that the past is never truly lost. It's just beneath our feet, waiting to be rediscovered. The story of Ville-Marie isn't just a chapter in a history book. It's the living, breathing origin story of a great North American city. From a handful of determined dreamers in 1642 to a global hub of culture, innovation, and diversity, Montreal's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. The pioneers of Ville-Marie planted a seed of hope in the wilderness, and from that seed grew a city that continues to captivate the world. Their legacy is a powerful story of courage, resilience, and the enduring human spirit to build a community against all odds. Next time you hear the name Montreal, remember Ville-Marie. Remember the brave men and women who risked everything for a dream on the banks of the St. Lawrence. Their story is the foundation upon which this incredible city was built. Thanks for joining us on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed learning about the origins of Montreal, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. Let us know in the comments what piece of history you'd like us to explore next. See you soon.